I don't know what it is that God might be leading you into right now, but I want you to understand that surviving is not your portion no more. What you've been in and what you've been struggling with, what you've been having trouble with, you just been surviving. You just been going with the motion, going with the flow, and you've been wanting more though. Like, you've been craving more, you've been praying for more, you've been seeking more, you've been seeking purpose, you've been seeking to step into who God created you to be. But I want you to understand that you about to go from surviving to thriving. Okay, if you still on the video right now, as you come into this video, I want you to put in the comments, I'm going from surviving to thriving, in the mighty name of Jesus. I want you to understand that God is taking you out of survival mode. He is moving you out of survival mode. He is moving you out of the mode of lacking trust in him. He is literally pushing you into thriving. Whatever it is that you finna step into, whatever decision that it is that you finna make, I want you to understand that you finna be thriving now. You finna thrive. It ain't no more struggling. You might be worried about it. You might be stressing about it. You might be, anxious about it because it's something new. It's something that you ain't never done before. But I want you to understand that God does all things new. God is doing a new thing in your life. He's working behind the scenes, and he's taking you to a place where you've never been before. You never experienced it before. It's uncomfortable. It's unfamiliar, right? So I want you to understand that, yeah, it's going to be scary. Yeah, it's going to be scary. Yeah, you're going to be like, oh, I don't know what to expect. But I want you to remove your specific expectations of what God can do in your life, and only expect the best. Only expect God to show up in a mighty way, a massive way, a great way, an immaculate way. Expect him to show up big. Expect him to show up mightily. Instead of having a specific expectation, like a specific plan, like, okay, this is what he gonna do. No, don't have that in your mind. I don't know what God finna do, but I know he finna do something big, and I'm finna take this step of faith, knowing that he finna change my life is finna change. God is finna move me into something that's gonna change my life swiftly, rapidly, in a mighty way. Like, God, our faith is being tested, and I'm so excited about this word because this is happening in my own life. But your faith is being tested. Your trust in God is being tested. He wants to see how much you trust him, how much you can have faith in him, how far you are willing to go while trusting that he's gonna show up. Listen, God's plans are not our plans. Your plans are not God's plans. Your ways are not God's ways. Your thoughts are not God's thoughts. Okay? God will do exceedingly abundantly above all that you can ever ask, think, or imagine. So whatever you got in your head, that 9 times out of 10 ain't gonna be how he show up. He gonna show up in a mighty way. But I want you, if you gonna have some expectations, just think about, okay, God finna do something big. I don't know what he gonna do, but I'm expecting something huge. Just say that. Don't expect nothing specific. Okay, because you don't know what God is doing behind the scenes. You don't know how he's working. But I want you to understand that God is taking you from surviving to thriving, right? He's taking you from survival mode, from just thinking, from living paycheck to paycheck to financial abundance, financial freedom. Listen, this year is your year of financial freedom. Financial freedom, like debt freedom. This year is the year that God give you $1 million ideas. He probably done already been giving you $1 million ideas, but you've been allowing the enemy to come in and snatch those ideas and lead you back onto that path to destruction. But I want you to understand that you have to have faith, enough faith to move off of that idea that God has planted in your mind, that he's planted in your spirit, he's planted in your heart. You got to have faith to move off of that, regardless of what people around you saying, regardless of what your situation look like in the physical realm, regardless of the naysayers, regardless of people's opinions. You got to move knowing that God finna show up in your life, and people gonna think you crazy. I'm here to tell you that they gonna think you crazy. They gonna be like, what's wrong with you? They gonna say, why you doing this? Why you making this move? You need to da 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 da. Listen, I know what my God told me. I know what he is leading me into. I know how he is guiding me into greatness, into purpose. You got to listen to God over anybody else. Stop putting everybody else's opinions and they advice over what God done told you to do. Put it in the comments. I'm doing what God told me to do. You got to trust. You got to know. You got to walk by faith and not by sight. Not by what you see out here, but what God done shown you in the spirit. What he done, what ideas he done gave you. Start moving off of that. You might think you ain't got it all together. You don't have what you need, but I'm here to tell you, you got everything that you need to get started. You got everything that you need to start putting that idea to work. You got everything you need. There are free resources out here. There are free videos out here to help you. There are free things out here that you can invest your time into in order to take that next step. You ain't got to, God ain't gonna show you the whole staircase. You don't need to see that. That's God's business. God gonna show you every time you take that step. He gonna say, okay, she took that step. Let me show her the next step. Let me show him the next step. Because you were obedient. I ain't finna show you the whole staircase if you ain't moving. I ain't finna show you the whole staircase because you scared to make the first step. I'm gonna just show you step by step. God ain't meant, listen, if God show you that whole staircase, you gonna be like, who? He talking to me? You're gonna be like, he talking to me? Listen, you don't know how it's gonna look, but God done gave you a vision. He done gave you a visual for your life and for where he's taking you and what he's about to do what he's gonna do in your life. So you gotta hold on to that. Hold on to his promises as well. God is doing a brand new thing in your life. You could not possibly think about or imagine what it is that he's about to do in your life. But he's testing your faith. He's strengthening your faith in this season. And you have to get it in your mind that, okay, my faith is being tested. My faith is being strengthened. I'm being called to level up in the spirit. I'm being called to level up in my spiritual maturity. I'm being called to start implementing the knowledge that I've been getting. You know, the confirmation that I've been getting where God has been showing me something. He's revealed something to me, or he's been nudging me to do something, and then I get confirmation outside of me that, like, I need to move off of that. I need to move off of what God done told me instead of getting on YouTube looking for another word that's going to give me more confirmation. No, you need to have enough faith. You need to have more faith and move off of faith, knowing that you're making the right choice, knowing that God is leading you into this thing. This is what God has been nudging you to do. You got enough confirmation. You don't need no more confirmation. You don't need nothing outside of you other than what God done already gave you. Even though you get the confirmation, you're going to get the confirmation either way. But what's the point in God teaching you something and revealing to you something, and then you get a confirmation outside of you, and then you sit around and wait, still scared, still thinking that it's not going to happen for you, still thinking, like, what I'm thinking about right now, thank you, Holy Spirit, is being in a classroom. The teacher is teaching a lesson. She's literally giving you the study guide with the answers on it for you to study, okay? And here comes a friend or a classmate that might be, they want to study with you, and they might give you an answer or a perspective of an answer that just make a light bulb click on in your head. Now, don't you know you're going to be ready to pass that test? You're going to be ready to pass that test now that you see it from a different perspective. Now that, okay, my classmate knows the answer and they just explained it to me where it made a light bulb click on in my head. It made me say, okay, I got this. Do you need another student to come tell you the same thing? Do you need to have somebody outside of the school come tell you that you can do? Like, no, you got enough answers and confirmation right there. You can pass the test. You can get to the next level. The Holy Spirit just dropped that on me, and it might help somebody understand things a little bit better. But I need you to understand that your faith is being tested. Put it in the comments. My faith is being tested. You are being called to have more faith. The faith that you've been operating on before now, it ain't enough. You need some more. You need some more faith. You need crazy faith. You need crazy faith. Put it in the comments. I need crazy faith. You need crazy faith right now in this season where God is finna take you. People finna think you crazy, and listen, you are crazy. Crazy enough to trust God. crazy enough to know that God is going to lead you into something big, something new, something that they have never seen before, something that you have never experienced before. God is going to do the impossible in your life. Okay, he's going to make the impossible possible for you. And it's going to be hard to believe, but you got to have faith. And don't allow the enemy to come in and steal those ideas, to steal that confidence, that boldness, that courage, to steal your faith, to steal that seed that has been planted in you. Whatever seed, whatever idea, whatever God is giving you, whoever God is leading into your life to speak life into you, to help you to get to your next level. Don't let the enemy come in and steal that from you, because he will. He gonna send somebody to call you to, and it might not even be negative. It's gonna be so subtle, y'all. They're going to call you and they're going to encourage you to stay where you at. They're going to encourage you to keep trying to make that thing work that God is calling you out of, the thing that God is calling you from, the good thing that God is calling you away from. It's gonna be subtle like that, and it's gonna seem sweet, but then you're gonna realize, a few days later, you're gonna realize, okay, this ain't working for me. God is calling me to do more. God is calling me to something different. I got to do something different. And it's going to get stronger and stronger. That pull, that tug into that direction that God is calling you. It's going to get stronger and stronger. And you're going to be like, that was the enemy that was coming to me, trying to take that seed that was planted into me to move forward. He was trying to take it. And I allowed him. But no more of that. Hold on to the promise that God has given you. Hold on to what God is showing you that he's about to do in your life. Hold on to that idea that God has given you. Move off of it. Move off of it. Pray about it. Seek God's face. Read your word. Get up and do something different every morning. Like, instead of getting on your phone, I know you got to check the time. But instead of getting on your phone, scrolling and everything, read a book at least. Read a book of the Bible. Read you a book that's helping you to think bigger. Journal your dreams, your thoughts, or whatever it is. Do something different. Get up and go straight to the shower and worship, or talk to God, or go out for a walk. Go do something different, because God is calling you to a place where you about to be you about to be thriving instead of surviving. You ain't finna be surviving no more. You ain't finna be living paycheck to paycheck no more. You ain't finna be struggling with your thoughts no more. You ain't finna be, oh, I don't know what to do. I wanna go do this, but I don't know. I got this on my back, and you ain't finna be thinking like that no more. And I know I'm not the only one that's going through this right now in my life, y'all. God is finna do his big one. Put it in the comments. God is about to do his big one. He's about to do something that you can't even think of. And you have to trust. You got to have faith, and you got to walk by that faith. Walk by that faith. And say, okay, make the decision. Make the decision. Stand on that decision 10 toes down and say, okay, I'm finna do this. Let me prepare. Let me get what I need right now. Let me go ahead and get the things prepared so I can leave this situation that God has been trying to pull me out of, so that I can be prepared for where God is taking me. I don't know what he's about to do, but let me go ahead and make the necessary arrangements, adjustments. Let me set the date. When you make the decision, a blessing, something gonna come through that just shows you that, okay, God is working for real. God's provision is sufficient enough. God is gonna provide for me. God is gonna look out for me. God is gonna take care of me. God is taking care of you. And where he's trying to lead you into, where God is leading you into, he's providing. Put it in the comments. Where God guides, he provides. He's gonna provide. It might be things that you already done created before, that you didn't think nobody was gonna, want your services or want your products or something like that. And like, whenever you go to make that decision, boom, there go a purchase. I'm going through this. I literally made this. I created a ebook called Narcissism Exposed. And I have my doubts. I'm like, somebody might buy it. It might help somebody, but then I don't know. Like, I just left it alone, but I still have it for sale. And I said, okay, I'm finna do this. I'm finna move off of what God been showing me. And I know he gonna provide. Wake up to a sale. A sale from my product. Somebody bought my product. Somebody actually downloaded my freebie and bought the ebook that I made. That I created from scratch. That I created from my own knowledge. That I created from things that I didn't experience and God done helped me overcome. God is gonna provide, okay? And you gotta trust and believe that. He's gonna, God knows the plan that he has for your life, and he's leading you into that. But you got to trust him more this time. It's gonna work. Whatever it was that you tried before, excuse me, but you were stuck in this mental trap or something, like you just couldn't get out of it. Excuse me. Whatever it was that you were stuck in before, and whatever it was that you tried before but you were stuck mentally, I want you to understand that it's going to work now. It's going to work this time. Put it in the comments. It's going to work this time. Try it again. Try it again and watch it work, because you have God now. Because you got God now. So, understand that everything that you tried to put your hands to before and your mental wasn't there yet, you weren't spiritually there yet, and you gave up on it, God might be leading you back to that thing. And this might not resonate with everybody on this video, and this video probably ain't for everybody. But I want you to understand, God probably been putting that thing on your spirit again and trying to lead you back to it. He's calling you back to it because you have him now. Because you've been moving on in faith now. Oh, this boy done ran away from me. Come here, boy. The leash slipped out of my lap. But God has been calling you back. He's been calling you back to that thing. And I want you to understand that it's going to work this time. It's going to work this time. It's going to work now. It's going to work out now. You going to thrive from it now. You ain't just going to be surviving. You ain't going to be stressing out about it. You ain't going to be overthinking it. It ain't going to be overwhelming. It's going to be easy now. You ain't started from scratch this time. You started from experience, because you experienced it before. You knew what to, you know what to expect now, because you tried it before, but you gave up. But now, this time, it's going to work. Put it in the comments. It's going to work this time. Because you got God, you finna thrive. Your life ain't going to never be the same. Finances, struggling. Baby, you ain't finna be struggling no more. You ain't finna be going through what you went through, the confusion. Oh, baby, clarity like no other. You finna be thriving. All you got to do is, thank you, Holy Spirit. All you got to do is choose to not be the creator of your own suffering. If God is calling you from a place, out of an environment, he's leading you into something else, and you're choosing to stay where you are because of fear, you're creating your own suffering. You are. You creating that stress that you're going through, that overthinking, that anxiety, that worry, that doubt. You're recreating it over and over again. But if you step out on faith, you're going to begin to see that, okay, clarity, clear thoughts. I can breathe again. Freedom. God's hand is moving. Provision. God is providing for me. You're going to begin to see all of that working. Everything is working in your favor. I want you to understand that everything around you is working in your favor. Random phone calls from folks, random text messages from folks, videos that you're seeing online that you're running into, that might come right after you don't pray for something. Listen, all of this stuff is happening for a reason. Put it in the comments. It's happening for a reason. So I want you to understand everything is working out in your favor. Everything is working for your good, and God is finna move you from surviving to thriving. You about to be thriving. That's just the end of that. Okay? I wanted to give you this quick message while I was outside with the dog. The kid's still in bed. It is 11:41. But we all went to bed late because I didn't have to wake up early this morning. But yes, if this video resonated with you, let me know down below. I'm working on something, y'all. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be big. I'm so excited. But I'm praying for y'all as y'all are in transition and shifting from what you've been in into what God is leading you in. Okay? I'm praying for y'all. I truly am. And I love y'all so much. All right? I'm gonna be talking to y'all in my next video. I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. You finna go from surviving to thriving. Okay? Put it in the comments if you haven't already. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.